Welcome to this long play of Space Quest V, the Next Mutation, with the full voice mod. I'm the DOS Game Man, and let's jump straight into the introduction. Here we go.
Captain's Log, SCS Excalibur. Stardate 2709.67, Fleet Admiral Roger Wilco commanding. The Excalibur is on course to investigate the mysterious disappearance of several ships in the uncharted region of space known as the Menudo Triangle. I no doubt have been selected for this mission due to my great achievements as a military leader and matchless diplomatic skills. I go forward with total confidence in my ship and my crew, yet I am vaguely uneasy. I cannot put memories of traveling to the future and meeting my son out of my mind. Each night my dreams are haunted by the image of the woman he said would one day be my wife. I know she's out there, somewhere, but that's not important right now. The fate of trillions rides on the decisions I may have to make in the next several hours. As captain of the Star Confederacy's proudest flagship, I must follow the supreme guideline. To boldly go where no man has. No. To bravely traverse where no creature has traversed. That's not it. Skip it.
Admiral, strike ships coming in at point 35.
Shields up. Battle stations. Lock weapons.
Neutron beams locked. Proton torpedoes armed.
Tactical fire neutron beams. Helm hard to port.
Cadet Wilco, what in the name of the 7-star cluster are you doing in the bridge simulator? Get your sorry carcass out of there and get back to class where you belong, Space Cadet. And if I catch you in there again without permission, I'll have you tossed out of the Academy so fast, you'll get warp disorientation.
His illusions of spacefaring grandeur cruelly shattered by Captain Quirk, Roger Wilco exits from the bridge simulator into the hallways of the Star Confederacy Space Academy, where he has enrolled himself in an attempt to realize his lifelong dream of becoming a starship captain. The last several months have not been easy for our hero, what with having to juggle time between skipping classes, snoozing through lectures, and spending long moments considering the implications of actually opening a textbook. But our fearless former sanitation engineer has stumbled resolutely past these obstacles, pursuing his goal with unwavering determination, blissfully unaware that fate was about to hurl another spitball in his direction.
And there we have it, the intro to Space Quest V with full voice. So I will link the voice mod GitHub in the description below. Do check it out and mod your own Space Quest if you've got it. In this playthrough, I will not be doing a speedrun like I've done before. I'll be doing a more thorough, let's have a look at everything, listen to the wonderful work done with the voice mod on all the descriptions, and see how it fares. And hopefully we don't run across any game-ending bugs. But here we go. So, normal point-and-click Sierra adventure game. We've got the walk, look, take, use, talk to and command, as well as an inventory slot and an inventory where we have
Buckazoids, cash, money, spendola.
Fantastic. And our settings. Let's knock... I will leave that up there. I'm going to knock the speed up a little bit. And let's just save as start. Let's get a look
This
at where we
hallway
are.
is one of 4 that encircle the Academy landing bay. Students, faculty, and members of the Star Confederacy staff use them to travel from place to place within the station.
What a great description.
Through this doorway is the Academy's bridge simulator, the scene of your latest humiliation at the Starcon Academy. A small janitorial closet is situated at one end of a hallway. This panel, when it works, allows the user to call up a 3D holographic schematic of the Starcon Space Academy. Darn, the holomap directory isn't working right now, and it's a shame because the map system is really cool looking with Gorod shading, texture mapping, and ray-traced images of every room in the complex.
You know, I've always wondered if that is something they had on the plans to do for the game, but never got around to it, as this game ended up being rushed, as they always end up in, to get it out the door. Let's have a look at what's going on in here.
The Starcon Academy teaches its cadets how to service various types of starships in hands-on maintenance seminars. Astrotechs bustle about the ships in the Academy landing bay.
Alright, let's have a look at the ships. What's this one?
This aging behemoth has outlived its intended lifespan by several decades and will soon be heading for the scrap yards.
Okay, what's this one?
An Alpha-class strike fighter from the colony worlds. This baby has it all. Speed, maneuverability, and enough firepower to blast apart a comet. Too bad you'll probably never even get within shouting distance of one in your natural lifetime. This aging behemoth has outlived its intended lifespan by several decades and will soon be
Well,
heading
that's the
for
same
scrap
description as the
yard.
other one. Is that one different?
This
Nope,
aging-
Same again.
The Starcon Registry lists this ship as the personal launch of Ambassador Beatrice Wankmeister from the G6 Quadrant. You dimly recall hearing her name once before, but the effort to remember anything further results in nothing more than a storm of misfired brain synapses and a dull headache.
Okay, I think that's everything in here. Let's go see what's in the next part. There's a corridor
This
there.
hallway leads to the Academy's main rotunda. You find yourself in yet another of the lovely and scenic Starcon Academy hallways. Check out the attractive light beige on dark beige color scheme and take a big whiff of that freshly recycled air. Ah,
There's a panel here. Let's have a look.
just another interesting but totally useless example of technological engineering at work.
Okay.
Named for his beloved wife, this sleek Corvette called Lady Plusbucker is reserved for the Academy Commandant's use exclusively. Recently, several freshmen were disciplined for scandalously altering the ship's name as a cadet initiation prank.
I mean, that name does scream out to be altered.
This 3-man fighter was captured from the dreaded pirates of Pestulon during their daring attempt to escape the confines of Space Quest 3. A Delton frigate from the G6 Quadrant. Hopefully a ship like this will one day be yours, provided, of course, that you make it through the Starcon Academy's rigorous training regimen.
Let's carry on. Okay, more stuff to look at.
This is the door to Conference Room A.
Look in the windows.
This window looks into the conference room. Currently, there is some kind of meeting going on. This is the door to
Okay, no. What is this?
You've always wondered what this panel does, but have never been able to figure out its function. The explanation was probably given in one of the many class lectures slept away during your tenure here at the Academy.
Let's go in a conference and
Your security clearance is too low to enter this room. In fact, it's so low you need a pass just to go to the restroom. This patrol craft was damaged in a skirmish with smugglers on the rim of the galaxy and is currently undergoing a major overhaul. Fortunately, it suffered less damage than the ship Roger tried to place in hyperspace before leaving space dock. This bulk cargo freighter contains supplies for the colony on Clorox 2. Trainers like this one are used to instruct cadets in basic spaceflight techniques. Due to the relative lack of skill by cadets, these ships suffer a high rate of attrition. The current record for number of ships wrecked stands at 3 and is currently held by Roger, which includes a notable incident where he totaled a ship without even leaving the hangar. Odds are 2-1 among his classmates that Rog will break his own record before graduating.
Aren't they nice? Okay, what do we got?
This sleek little beauty is for sale and can be yours for a mere 10,000 buckazoids. Dial 1555, code CARS, and ask for Fester Blatz.
Do you like a nice Fester Blatz reference? Fester Blatz, of course, being the salesman on Fleabut in Space Quest 3. Let's have a look at this thing.
The SCS Lollipop, a good ship.
Well, yeah, okay, that's a funny name.
Fellow members of the tightly knit Starcon Cadet Brigade. For sale items, Academy social events, and scores for the SAT test, when they become available, are posted on this bulletin board. This locker is used by various professors to store teaching aids for their respective classes.
Can't click on that. Okay, can we talk to these people?
Drop dead, Wilco.
Your attempts to take command.
Did your mother have any children who lived Wilco?
Fair enough. And what's further on? Okay, we're back at the start, so I think... Oh, we didn't have a look at this door.
This door leads to one of the Academy's classrooms. Currently, the students in your space piloting 101 class are taking the Starcon aptitude test.
That might be our class.
Sorry I'm late, Professor. You mean the Starcon aptitude test is today?
It didn't like the green Alp there, did it?
Yes, sir. I'll get started right away. What's that? Come talk to you after class. Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do the test.
Cadet Schluppo appears to be dull and stodgy, much like yourself. Cadet Buffer is one of the horniest individuals you're likely to meet.
Fair enough.
Cadet Antenna has been the brunt of many jives concerning her cranial appendages.
Never saw that joke before.
It's you, Roger.
No.
Oof is the senior class Ambo Jitsu champion at the Academy.
Let's have a look at the blob.
Cadet Muckblob likes to keep one eye out for trouble, which frequently causes him to bump into things.
Can we have a look at any of these guys?
State-of-the-art?
No.
This state-of-the-art, ergonomically designed classroom is engineered specifically to make cadets feel nervous and uptight during high-pressure test situations. You have a strange suspicion you've seen this woman before, but you just can't quite place her.
Let's have a look at this thing.
A Protomatic 9000 anti-cheat droid floats malevolently about the classroom, maintaining a vigilant lookout for any student hijinks during the SAT test. Currently, the droid is monitoring you with its visual scanners. Best keep your eyes on your own test. Check out the brain pan on this guy. He's probably smarter than your whole family. Check out the...
Same message. Let's have a look at his test. Fourth one. Okay. Now, from what I remember, we can just get through this test without having to answer all the questions that way.
Not here.
There we go.
The test's over already? I failed. Oh, hell.
Oh dear.
Maybe you should have taken the correspondence course.
We should have taken D for everything. Let's start at the beginning again. Okay. And we'll fast forward through this.
You.
Should I stick a death counter on this?
Yes, sir. What's that?
Okay, let's get the points for spying.
Currently, the Protomatic 9000 is not scanning you. If you're gonna make a move, now is the time.
Fourth. Let's try this again by answering with the last option on each of these. Oh, we messed that up.
The test's over already. Yes, sir. I agree that cleaning the Academy crest is an appropriate punishment for being late to class. I'll get right on it.
Although apparently that was a fine mess up. So we've got to clean the Academy crest. So we'll find the janitorial... Oh, more classmates. Let's have a talk.
Get lost, Wilco.
No, fair enough. Let's pick up whatever that is.
Cram the Scrubomatic into your seemingly bottomless pocket.
Can we have a look at the rest of the stuff?
Now look what you've done. Quick, call a janitor. These bright orange safety cones can be used to discourage foot traffic while cleaning large floor spaces. You cram the safety cones into your seemingly bottomless pocket. It appears to be one of the 9 moons of Nova. Although you are fascinated by the pretty lights, you can't make heads or tails of how this machine works. This security guard prevents unauthorized access to the maximum security area beyond his post. This is the left side of the rotunda hallway. From here, you can amble north to another hallway, stroll east to the bay hallways, or take the gravity left to the floor of the main rotunda. This computer monitor displays pertinent information. Not here.
This area is off limits to unauthorized personnel. That means you get it.
Fair enough. Let's have a look.
The Starcon crest is dull and dingy. Looks like it could use a good scrubbing. The floor of the main rotunda is dominated by the huge crest of the Starcon Academy. The floor of the...
Nothing new yet. Let's have a look at what we have.
These safety cones provide a first line of defense against messy foot traffic.
Let's save as cleaning.
Wow, the Scrubomatic Power Floor Scrubber Model I-812 with patented set and spin cleaning action. The Scrubomatic 4 Scrubber with patented set and spin cleaning action is currently folded for easy transport. The Scrubomatic floor scrubber with patented set and spin cleaning action is ready for boarding. Make sure your seatbelt is fastened and tray tables are locked in the upright position.
How does this thing work?
Okay.
Yow!
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
As you can see, Ambassador Wankmeister, we run a very tight ship here at the Academy. This institution is the pride of the Star Confederation and one of the best of its kind in the known universe.
It's nice to see our tax buckazoids aren't going completely to waste, Captain Quirk.
Here we are, Miss Wankmeister. This is the main rotunda. It was dedicated on Stardate 9/2097.27. Ambassador.
Excuse me, aren't you Roger Wilco? The man who foiled the Saurians some years back?
Suddenly it all comes rushing back. It's her, the woman from the holodisc in Space Quest 4. Now's your big chance, Roger. Say something clever and romantic.
Yes.
Way to sweep her back onto her feet, Rog. Nice to see you haven't lost your golden touch with women.
Excuse me, Ambassador, but we should be heading to the conference now.
You're not at all what I expected, Wilco. See you around.
Hold on a minute, Cadet. Looks like you missed a spot. Haha.
Sir, you better watch your step. The floor's still really wet and just a little bit snippery.
Ha ha ha! Nice rug, Quirk. Is that a toupee or a roadkill?
Arg! You did that on purpose, Wilco. I'm placing you on double secret probation. One more screw-up and your space cadet days are over.
So I don't think Captain Quirk is anywhere near pompous enough, but they've done a good job with Roger Wilco's voice and with the narrator so far. What's next now? Well, on the other side of the rotunda, let's have a look at what's going on here.
A massive sentry prevents unauthorized access to the maximum security area beyond his post. This computer monitor displays
Pertinent information. Can we go this way?
Space cadets are not allowed beyond this point. Space cadets are not allowed.
So we've got this whole screen with nothing to do. And come around back the other side. Fair enough. Cutscene time. Flash Gordon, Albert Einstein.
Huh, what was that?
Excuse me, Captain. You didn't raise your hand? Now, as I was saying, Ambassador Wankmeister, we are a fairly remote installation. And I simply can't spare the ships to launch the kind of operation you suggest.
I'm afraid you don't understand the potential ramifications of this problem, Admiral. If the sludge bandits continue to illegally dump toxic waste whenever and wherever they choose, the environmental consequences could be staggering. Entire planets could be devastated.
I think you, overstate the issue, Ambassador. Even so, we have more than enough ships on patrol to, put a stop to these sludge bandits, as you call them.
Look, Ambassador, we have top-notch ships staffed with the finest crews in the galaxy. Starcon accepts only the best and brightest for fleet training.
You look rughead. Illegal dumping is going on in this sector right under your polyweave. Our patrols have located dumping sites on 4 planets in the G6 quadrant alone.
Hey, this is me from Real Hair. Ahem. In any case, I'd like to hear more about these alleged dumping sites. Perhaps over dinner this evening?
I have already transmitted the coordinates to Starcon Central Command, along with a list of suspected sites that we haven't been able to check out yet.
Well then, that settles it, Captain Quirk. You shall go to these sites and, investigate Ambassador Wankmeister's allegations.
Admiral, I'll be going along as an observer.
I'm afraid that's impossible. Regulations strictly forbid civilian participation in, military operations.
Admiral, I think having the Ambassador along would be a good idea. I'm sure the two of us could develop a productive working relationship.
Admiral, may I remind you that I am an official representative of the people of Quadrant G6, with full ambassadorial status and as such, not subject to...
Now, Ambassador, I'm sure Captain Quirk will do everything necessary to resolve the situation. There's no need for you to hinder him on this mission.
This is my system and my people we're talking about here. I'm going on that ship and that's all there is to it. Case closed. We're adjourned. Good day, gentlemen.
No!
Oh, great! The savior of the universe in all his glory. Isn't there a mop somewhere with your name on it?
Way to go, Rog. Another sterling performance.
Well, yeah, I caught the jerk trying to sneak some answers off my test. Shush. Here he comes.
This is awful. I totally biffed on my SAT test. I'll never make captain now.
That's too bad, Cadet Schlock.
How'd you make out, Roger?
I haven't seen my score yet.
The SAT scores for our class are posted on the bulletin board, Raj. I sure hope you made out better than I did.
The other admiral that was speaking there sounded a lot like Leisure Suit Larry. So I wonder if they'd used his voice as a basis for generating those lines. So how far did we have to go? Okay, there's the board. Can we talk to these people?
Nobody seems to want to talk to you.
Right about now. These two are still out here.
Drop dead, Wilco.
Okay, can we look at the board? Nothing else to investigate.
Cadet Wilco, on behalf of the administration, I would like to congratulate you on receiving a perfect score on your SAT. Not in the entire history of Starcon Academy has a cadet achieved such high marks. You should be proud. On the recommendation of our test analysis computer system, You are to begin training for captaincy aboard one of our fine star cruisers. Captain Quirk will post your assignment. You've done the Academy proud. Sincerely, current Chief Commanding Officer's name here.
Oh, lovely.
Your test results. Maybe you want to have it framed. Your test results. And so, having undergone an intensive weekend captain's training seminar on the planet Oakhurst, Roger is shuttled to his new command, the SCS Eureka.
Hey, that's not a starship. It's a garbage scow. Figures.
Hello, sir. I'm Sub-Corporal Droole, your nav and weapons officer on this heap.
Flo's the name. I'm your comm specialist, grade 4.
Hello, crew. I'm your new commanding officer, Captain Roger Wilco. I know some of you may not be as excited to be serving on the Eureka as I am, but I promise you this. We are going to be the best gosh darn garbage scow in the entire Star Confederation. We have nothing to fear but fear itself, so hold your heads high, men. We shall overcome. All we are is dust in the wind, born free, running wild, with liberty and justice for all. So let's be all we can be. Remember, it's not just a job, it's an adventure. It was the chair, really.
Looks like we got a live one here, Flo.
You said it, Droole.
And there we go. We're aboard the ship. Time to save. Alright, let's take command of the situation then, shall we?
Small monitors display information on the status of various functions on the Eureka and provide a means of intra-ship communications. The massive doors of the station's vehicle bay are visible on the view screen. This button calls up the science section. The massive doors of... You are seated in the very nerve center of the Eureka, the bridge. This button is used to speak with the engineering section. The massive door... This button sets the Eureka's self-destruct mechanism. The massive doors of the...
Alright, let's talk to these people.
Yes, Captain.
Tell me a little about yourself, Droole.
My personal life is none of your business, sir.
I'm just trying to create a friendly atmosphere here, Sub-Corporal. We may be together for a long while.
Doubtful, sir. Yes, Captain.
How long have you served on the Eureka, Sub-Corporal?
Too long. As soon as my tour is up, I'm out of here.
Why is that, Corporal?
My career in Starcon hasn't exactly skyrocketed, sir. I rather hoped I wouldn't spend the last years of it on a garbage scow.
Well, maybe there's something I can do to help.
Not likely, Captain. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some work to get back to. Yes, Captain.
What can I do to help you perform your job more efficiently?
Stay out of my way, sir.
Okay, fair enough.
What do you want, sir?
Since we'll be working together, I thought it would be nice if we got to know each other a bit, Flo.
I'm sure you did, sir, but it won't.
Sheesh. Who poured vinegar in your breakfast flakes this morning?
My life stinks, and it's all your fault, sir.
I don't follow you.
You're a man, right?
Yes?
Well, there you go. What do you want, sir?
What was your previous posting, crewman?
Previously, I was assigned to the phlegma, sir. But the self-important male swine, Captain, and I didn't see eye to eye to eye. He was just like my fourth husband.
You'll have to excuse Flo. She has a bit of a problem dealing with male authority figures. But she's really not so bad after you get to know her.
Can it, lobster boy? What do you want, sir?
What happy set of circumstances left the Eureka captain's chair open for me?
The Eureka's previous commanding officer accidentally fell out the airlock without a spacesuit.
That's terrible.
If you say so, sir.
Okay, let's see what we can command. Status report.
Status report.
Everything's fine, Spud.
Hail Starcon.
Hailing, sir. We are cleared for departure, Captain. We are ordered to proceed to Gangulari's PU and kiss your ass goodbye for refuse recovery missions.
Refuse, come on. Okay, shall we lay in a course? So it was PU?
Lay in a course.
What coordinates, Captain?
PU was 92767.
Coordinates locked in, sir. Ready to get underway.
And shall we... let's go to light speed.
Light speed.
We'll go to warp as soon as we're clear of the station, sir.
Oh dear, I think we're being chased. Let's do the engineering section.
Yes, Captain.
I expect a bit more of a gruff voice, but let's see what this is.
Status report.
The ship is running fine at the moment. Anything else, Captain?
More power.
She can't take much more of this, Captain. I've always wanted to say that. Anything else, Captain?
Forget it.
Right.
The Eureka does not currently have a science officer.
So what do we think so far?
We're approaching our destination, Captain.
I know the A never officially did a talk version of this. Let's go to regular speed.
Regular speed.
Aye, sir.
I'm tracking a waste beacon, sir.
But I suppose this is the best we will get for Space Quest 5. Shall we activate the... what was it called? Refuse recovery system.
Activate RRS.
Aye, sir.
Captain, I'm intercepting a rather unusual message on Starcon priority frequency 2. I'm putting it on screen.
Maggot to dung heap, come in dung heap. Maggot to dung heap, come in dung heap.
This is dung heap. What in the Pleiades are you doing on this frequency?
We have a really hot load of goods that needs to be disposed of right away.
I thought I told you never to call me here. Meet me at the usual place and we'll discuss it. Dung heap out.
I'm sorry, Captain, but I wasn't able to pin down the source of the transmission.
Let's have a chat about that.
Sir?
What do you make of that transmission, Flo?
I don't know, sir. The content was really strange, especially since a Starcon command frequency was used.
Can you pin down the source?
I'm afraid not, Captain. They were using a metamorphic coding algorithm and frequency hopping pretty rapidly. It was all I could do to stay with them during the transmission.
How did you ever intercept? Never mind. I don't think I want to know.
See what else?
Sir?
You're looking especially lovely today, Flo.
You pig.
What?
Excuse me, you pig, sir.
Fair enough.
Sir?
Could you give me a rundown on our last orders, Flo?
Of course, Captain. Our last orders were to proceed to garbage pickups at Gangularis, PU, and kiss your A's goodbye.
What do you want, Captain?
How did that message sound to you, Droole?
Sounds to me like somebody was trying to unload a bunch of hot stereos, Captain.
Why would anyone in Starcon do something like that?
I haven't the faintest idea, sir. What do you want, Captain?
What's with Flo? Why is she so bitter toward me?
Don't take it personally, sir. Flo recently separated from her 18th husband and is understandably distraught. She's kind of down on men in general.
Wow, an 18-time loser.
Wanna make something of it, Fly Boy? I've divorced better men than you.
See what I mean? What do you want, Captain?
I was just wondering, what's it like not having a mouth?
Excuse me?
I mean, how do you eat? And how do you kiss? Do you vibrate those gill thingies or rub your bulbous eyeballs together or something?
Not everybody keeps their alimentary orifices in the same place, Captain.
Fair enough. Let's lay in a course for Gangularis.
Lay in a course.
What coordinates, Captain?
Probably a good time to save as well, right?
Coordinates locked in.
Let's...
Light speed.
Aye, sir.
Wondering if I should fast forward these sections when there's nothing happening, or I should do the talking while this is happening. Interesting. I wonder if... Can we talk to Cliffy about it?
You rang?
Status report.
The ship is running fine at the moment. Anything?
Forget it.
with alacrity, sir.
We're approaching our destination, Captain.
Okay.
Regular speed.
Aye, sir.
I'm tracking a waste beacon, sir.
Let's activate this.
Activate RRS.
Aye, sir.
Captain, I'm picking up a life form reading in the waste compartment.
Captain, you better come down here. There's some strange scratching and whining noises coming out of the trash bin.
Let's go explore the rest of it.
There's definitely something in there, Captain. Could be dangerous. You go first.
Let's have a look around first before we do.
This lift goes to the Eureka's pond bay. Behind this door is the Eureka's refuse containment compartment.
Nope.
This is your chief engineer's toolbox. It's filled with the gadgets and gizmos Cliffy uses to keep the Eureka space-worthy.
Okay, let's see what we can...
You don't need... It has the appearance of a turkey baster. Wonder what Cliffy uses it for. A Schmears brand crafts alien laser cutting torch. Thinking this might be a handy item, you take it with you. It's a large drill. You don't need this tool. I'll call it. You don't need... It's a doohickey. You don't need this. A space... You don't need... A hot glue gun, great for a laugh on unsuspecting party guests. You don't need... This is Cliffy's tool of choice when working on the Eureka's delicate and temperamental electronic systems. You don't need... It's a small drill. You don't need... It's one of those nifty portable handheld vacuums. You know, the kind that can't even pick up breadcrumbs. You don't... It's a pizza wheel to cut your pizza pie. You don't... Cliffy's toolbox is filled with... I don't think you'd be able to wrench this tool away from Cliffy. You don't need... Not here. Spark plug. This device is specially designed to cut through the shrink wrap on software packages. Spare fuse. It's a hole punch. Heaven knows what Cliffy uses this for. A screwdriver. High-tech thingamabob. Cliffy's toolbox. Cliffy's toolbox. Cliffy's tool... This appears to be a roll of anti-acid tablets. Thinking this might be a pair of You don't need... You don't... Not here. You don't... You don't... That will not... Thinking this might be a handy item, you take it with you. That will... Thinking this might be a handy item, you take it with you.
Okay, I think we've nabbed up everything we can. Let's clean up the tool.
In order not to irk Cliffy, you put back the tools where you found them.
That was too fast. I think we've got everything here. Let's have a look at what's going on.
What the... Hey! He's a cute little booger. I think I'll keep him. I'll call him Spike. Hey! Where you going, little fella?
Let's have a look at...
That will not... This computer is running a highly complex virtual reality program at the moment.
It's running.
This station is manned by the Eureka's science officer on the rare occasions when the ship is able to retain one. This chamber houses the Eureka's cryogenic cooler. Cliffy uses it to keep his Corona light chilled to a frosty 4 degrees Kelvin when it is not otherwise occupied. A Habitu brand adaptive biological specimen container. This room serves the Eureka as both a transporter room and science lab. Needless to say, this has led to some interesting experiments by rambunctious crew members on past voyages. Cliffy has rigged up a handy voice activation feature to the Eureka's transporter unit. Originally, he tried using a clapper, but after an embarrassing accident involving a visiting alien diplomat and a dropped wrench, he opted for the current setup. Red data lines streak across the face of his display. The output bears a startling resemblance to your most recent EEG readings.
So they're saying brain... Roger has no brain activity.
Spike, heel boy. Heel.
Captain, do something with that critter of yours. He's piddling great holes in my dick.
You know, I think Cliffy's voice is great. Ah. Let's stick him in the tube. Let's make him a little less...
Poor little fella must have eaten something that didn't agree with him. Those antacids should reduce the acidity of his metabolism.
Okay, so now it's on.
Hey, thanks for leaving this mess back here for me to clean up. Real captain-like of you. Thanks for taking care of your critter, Captain. I finally managed to patch up the deck.
I think it's... Save. Oh, it's the end of stop 2. Let's go to stop 3, which is kiss your ass goodbye. Kiss your ass goodbye, I should say. Laying a course.
What?
2011.
Coordinates locked in, sir. Ready to get underway.
Light speed.
Aye, sir.
Here we go. So, is there anything else I can ask him while we're trapped?
What is it now, Captain?
What do you know about our destination, Flo?
We're going to kiss your ass goodbye, Captain.
Pardon you, Captain.
How does the refuse recovery system work, Droole?
The Refuse Recovery System, or RRS for short, is the primary means by which the Hoover-class garbage scows perform their designated mission. The underlying system is relatively simple. The vacuumatic containment field works in conjunction with tractor beams to suck up debris and space trash. After collection, refuse is moved into the Eureka's quantum garbage compactor, where it can be reduced for transport to a designated dumping zone.
Wow! And I thought the floor scrubber in the Academy was impressive.
Pardon you, Captain.
When we finish our mission, where's a good place to go for shore leave?
There aren't a lot of options open to us, Captain. The only place that's even halfway decent in this sector is the space bar.
Maybe we'll have to check it out.
I certainly hope we will, sir. Pardon you, Captain.
How did you come to be posted to the Eureka?
It's kind of a long story.
Relax. There's plenty of time until the travel timer runs out.
I was involved in a very unfortunate accident, sir. It was while I was serving on the SCS Stupendous. It was a mistake anyone could have made, really.
I'm listening.
We were patrolling the neutral zone when an unidentified ship suddenly popped up on our screen. So naturally, I opened fire with everything we had.
Naturally.
She was blown to bits instantly. Unfortunately, it turned out to be one of our own robotic freighters.
Imagine your embarrassment.
Yeah. Anyhow, after that I got canned and transferred to the Eureka. What did you do, sir? You must have screwed up pretty bad to get stuck with a command like this, or else ticked somebody off real good.
I don't know. Well, come to think of it, probably the latter.
Yep, Captain Quirk does not.
What was that?
We've been hit by a proton torpedo. A tractor beam has locked onto us, Captain. We're being pulled in.
But by whom? Get us out of here, Droole.
Helm not responding, sir. Weapon systems inoperative.
We're being hailed, sir. I'm putting it on screen.
Roger Wilco, under the authority of ERG's extensively revised Galactic Statute. 2564.45, Chapter 4123, Subparagraph 23. I hereby command you to beam down and surrender your person for arrest. Failure to comply with these instructions will result in the destruction of your ship and everyone aboard.
Looks like the Jibbazoid Novelty Company still hasn't forgotten about that little piece of mail fraud you pulled on them back in Space Quest 2.
I thought all this was over with after I had that run-in with Arnoid on the planet Fleabun a few years back.
You thought wrong, human. It just goes to show. Never send a mandroid to do a womanoid's work.
Can't we come to some kind of arrangement?
Beam down to the planet. Your body will be disassembled and sold to various biotechnology firms to pay interest and collection fees. I'm scanning your ship. Any attempted escape or subterfuge will result in the immediate annihilation of your ship and crew. You have 5 standard time units before I destroy your ship, Roger Wilco.
I think she means business, Captain.
I agree. And could you hurry up and beam down, sir, before she gets impatient and blows us all up?
Okay, I think... I think we'll leave it there. I've been recording for just over an hour, so we'll probably edit a few bits out. We should have a decent length for the... If you've enjoyed this, leave me a like, let me know, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to probably publish them in series day after day, and I'll stick them in a playlist. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.